Hey Sally, are you there? I just wanted to thank you for packing my lunch today. You know, thanks to you, everyone at the office is always jealous of what I'm eating.
Thank you for saying that, Lawrence. I'm sorry that I couldn't do more for your lunch today.
What are you talking about? I think you did it great. I just feel lucky to have a wife who's willing to pack my lunches. I remember when I was eating things from the grocery store on my lunch break, and this is way better.
Yeah, I can imagine how you might get bored eating out every single time for lunch. But just let me know if you ever do want to buy your lunch instead, and I'll be sure not to pack a lunch for you that day. After all, I'm sure you get bored of my cooking now and then.
It's not that I get bored of your cooking, but sometimes there are office outings and lunches and other stuff. I'll be sure to let you know if I don't need a lunch next time though. By the way, you did a great job with this lunch. But there's actually just one more thing that I'd like you to do instead next time.
Oh, really? Sure. What would you like me to do next time?
Well, the thing is, I think you packed quite a few foods from the freezer in here as well as some leftovers from last night. So maybe next time you can try and make something a little more fresh and not just what we've already made.
Oh, right. I'm sorry about that. I was kind of in a hurry today, so like I said, I just ended up throwing that lunch together. But next time I shouldn't be so rushed. I'll be sure to make you something special then.
Thank you so much. The lunches are just always so much better when I know that you made them the same day. Also, I think I want to try getting into soups. So you might want to go out and buy a thermos or something for me as well.
Got it. I will be sure and pick up everything you need the next time that I go to the store. I'll be sure to pick you out a nice thermos as well. By the way, do you know about what time you'll be coming home?
I think I should be getting out of here at the usual time, so I should be home at the normal time as well. Oh, and something else. I would really like some fish and vegetables for dinner tonight, if you think you can manage that.
Yeah, I'll be sure to get something going and have it ready for you tonight. Also, I was wondering if we were going to be visiting your parents this summer. I was thinking we could bring them some fruit or something if we went.
Oh, right. I don't really think we'll really have to do that.
Oh, I see. But I thought that you were going to go and visit your parents this year to mark the passing of your grandparents. Actually, if possible, I think I'd like to go and visit my parents' graves as well.
I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that this summer. I think if we went to go and see my parents, we should probably stay with them the whole time. But maybe we can find another time to go and see your parents' graves.
But surely we should have time to make it to see them in the afternoon, right?
I would really prefer to just take the time to be with my family and not run around everywhere. Besides, you know that my mom likes to have us over for dinner as well.
Oh, right. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay then. I guess we'll go and visit my parents another day.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I think that would be best. But either way, you're a housewife. It's not like you don't have plenty of time every day to yourself. Maybe you could just go and visit the graves yourself while you're free one day. Hey Sally, I'm sitting down for lunch right now, and what the heck is this soup? I thought you said that you were going to get up in time to make me a proper lunch, but this one tastes really weird.
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry. We ran out of the broth that I usually use, so I had to replace it with some powder instead.
Come on, what is the matter with you? You're a housewife. You stay at home all day. How could you forget to get all the ingredients you would need to cook for me?
I really am sorry about this, Lawrence. It was a genuine accident.
I'm sorry, but you're going to need to do better than just apologize to me.
I really don't think that soup should be all that big of a deal. Do you?
It's not just about the soup, Sally. It's much, much bigger than this. You've been screwing up more and more lately. I just wish you'd take your chores a bit more seriously.
I really am sorry about this morning and the soup, but Lawrence, I feel like you've changed a bit since we got married. I don't know, before you would always just laugh stuff like this off and let it go.
Well, that was when you and I were dating, isn't that right? Of course things are going to change now that we're married.
But it feels like you've gotten colder. meaner since we got married. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, so why are you letting this upset you so much?
Sally, you do know that I go to work every single day, right? I work so that we can have a roof over our heads and food on our table. What do you do that makes you think you can talk to me this way, huh?
I really wasn't trying to talk down to you or anything like that if that's what it felt like.
All I'm saying is that a woman like you should really learn the proper way to treat her husband. The only response that you should be giving me at all is, yes, got it.
Lawrence, come on. You can't honestly think that's a fair way to go about this, right?
There you go again, talking back to me. I guess this means you've just lost $100.
I've lost $100? What does that even mean? What are you talking about?
Every time you talk back to me and argue with me, I'm going to give you $100 less to live on. So you'd better choose your words carefully.
Wait a second. You're going to punish me for talking to you by making me live on less and less?
There goes another $100 for you.
How can you do this to me? I haven't even done anything wrong. Why are you doing this?
I'm doing this so that you can finally learn how to be a good wife. I'm sick and tired of earning for a wife that doesn't show any gratitude to her husband.
But we take care of each other. It's not just you taking care of me, you know.
Oh, really? Then why is it that I'm the one who has to go into an office and work every single day to make money for us? All you do is sit around the house, barely keeping it in running order, while I'm out working myself to the bone. I'm sorry, but no matter how you try and parse this out, going to work 8 hours a day in an office is much worse than being a pampered housewife. So I think that any husband in my position, having to put up with a screw-up wife like you, would do the same thing.
Lawrence, please, I am really sorry that I forgot to buy everything that I needed at the store. But since I've already apologized, I don't see why you have to go through with this.
You really just don't get it, do you? You don't have a say in how you get punished. In fact, I'm going to take away $500 more from you. Next month, you're only getting $300.
$300? You mean you expect me to buy all the groceries, pay for the utilities, and everything else for $300?
That's right. Do you have a problem with that, Sally?
Well, it's just that I don't think that's going to be possible with so little money.
You do realize that all you're doing right now is complaining to me even more, don't you? You'll just have to learn to work with what I'm giving you.
Please, Lawrence, I really think that you need to give me more money if you want me to keep taking care of the house. I mean, you realize that if I don't have more money that I won't be able to cook lunches that you'll enjoy, right?
And now, after all this, you dare and try to threaten me? I guess talking to me just wasn't enough for you, was it? But I'm not about to let myself get fooled by your tricks.
I'm not trying to trick you at all. I am telling the truth.
You know, you should consider yourself lucky that someone like me is even bothering to take care of some little orphan like you. I guess your parents must have died before they taught you how to be grateful to those providing to you. But let's make one thing clear. I married you because I thought you were quiet and could take care of the house.
Do you really mean that? Are those the only reasons that you wanted to marry me?
What are you talking about? Those are really important reasons. You don't make too much noise, and you do all right enough with the house to allow me to focus on my work.
I mean, I guess that's true, but I really don't like the way that you're talking to me.
You keep trying to make yourself the victim while blaming me, and you can't even see how horrible it is that you're really being. But no matter how nice and patient I am with you, you just refuse to learn. Well, now I'm going to have to train you until you do everything perfectly. So you better be prepared to live off $300 for the next month. I'd start saving my money now if I were you. Hey, I just want to let you know that I'm done with my work and I'm coming home now. And I don't want to be eating any leftovers for dinner tonight. So if you try to serve me what we ate last night, you're going to be in big trouble.
Lawrence, you've only given me $300 for the whole month. I can really only afford to make large meals and then spread them out over the week.
I didn't ask for any excuses. I just told you what I want to eat. Now you need to learn what it means to be a good housewife and quit acting like this.
I'm not acting like anything. You just haven't given me enough money.
Well, what about my dinner? What are you going to be making me tonight?
Well, we have some chicken that I was thinking of making into cutlets, maybe some vegetables.
Oh my gosh, what is with the Great Depression or something? Why are we eating like poor people? Honestly, just reading those messages was enough to make me lose my appetite. Is this all a game to you or something like that?
Lawrence, please, I've been skipping lunch just so that there would be enough food for us for dinner.
And why do you think that that's my problem? I told you that you're the house, and you need to figure out how to make the budget work. Besides, I wouldn't have had to take money away from you if you weren't always talking back to me.
I really am trying my best with what you've given me, but the fact is that we need more money if we want to eat well.
Okay, yeah, sure thing. I guess that's another $100 you're not getting now. So you'll have an even harder time next month. I mean, what is with you? Were you not paying attention in school? Did you hit your head when you were a kid or something?
Okay, you know what? If you don't want to eat it, then you don't have to. And since you have all the money that I'd normally spend on groceries, why don't you just go out for dinner?
Excuse me? Just what has gotten into you, Sally?
I mean that I have put a lot of thought into these meals to make the most out of what you gave me. I clipped coupons, went to the stores late to try and catch things being marked down. And I did my best not to waste any of the food that I came with, and even then you still have complaints for me.
You really are just unbelievable sometimes. Do you know that? I mean, really, what am I going to do with you? You can kiss another 300 goodbye. How dare you talk to me like this after I've had a long, hard day at the office? But fine, if this is how you're going to be, then I will go and eat it. I'll go and eat a nice fancy meal all by myself and come home. How do you like that?
Sounds good to me.
And you can just throw out that disgusting slop that you were going to try and feed me tonight. Don't you dare have any though. If I'm not eating, then you can't eat it. Do you understand?
That doesn't make any sense at all. I cooked this food, so why shouldn't I be able to eat it? That's just a waste of food if you're telling me to throw it all out.
I thought I told you that you were to stop talking back to me like this. That's another $100 taken away from you. When are you finally going to learn? If we're going to stay together as man and wife, you really have to get serious. Just use your head for once. I have to say that this breakfast was just one of the worst things that you've ever cooked for me. I mean, you didn't even cook. It was just cereal and fried eggs.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. That's all we had.
And you didn't even make me anything for lunch either. You really are just the most useless wife. Do you know that? You're just lucky that I can't even take away any more money from you.
Yep, that's kind of how we got here.
Well, you realize that I would normally give you money for the month tomorrow, right? So what are you going to do now?
What do you mean, what am I going to do?
I mean, what are you going to do when you have no money to buy food at all? Maybe I can give you $100 if you apologize to me for all you've done. Because I don't know how you think you're going to make it with no money.
And just why should I apologize to you? You're the one who's taking away the money from me in the first place.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you apologize to me, then I'll give you the money. Don't you understand? Honestly, what is with you, Sally?
Well, I don't really feel like apologizing, and I certainly don't need any money from you, thank you very much. In fact, I'd like to get a divorce, so goodbye and have a nice life.
Whoa, 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 a divorce? What are you talking about? You can't just say that and then say goodbye. What's the matter with you?
I don't really care what you have to say on the matter. The fact is that I want a divorce, and nothing is going to change my mind. And if you say that you won't go through with it, then I'll hire a lawyer and we'll just have to do it the hard way.
But wait, what do you mean? You're really going to leave me? Where are you even going to go? You don't have anywhere else to live.
Oh, I know you thought that was the case. You thought that holding on to a little orphan like me would be so easy, right? After all, my parents are dead, so where am I going to run to when things get bad, right?
I never said that at all. I'm just worried about you is all. I really don't get why you have to try and take things so far.
Oh, so you're only worried about me now? Is that what I'm hearing? Because you certainly didn't seem to be worried about me while you drove me into this position. But don't worry, I have plenty of places that I go. You don't need to lose even a second of sleep over it.
So then, you really mean it when you say that you want to divorce me?
Of course I do. Why would I lie about something like this? You criticize me all the time, don't give me the money that I need to do what I do for us. Why would I want to stay with you another day? I would much rather just live on my own at this point.
You know that you'd disappoint my parents if they found out about this, right? Just think about it, all that my family has done for you.
Oh, I have told your parents about my decision to do this. I also told them all about the way that you've been acting. Both your parents said that they completely support me in leaving you. In fact, your mom even cried and apologized for the way you were treating me. So the only person who's disappointed your parents here is you.
Hold on a second. You mean that you talked to my parents about what I was doing? Why in the world would you do that?
You just hinted that they were going to find out anyways, so why wouldn't I tell them my side of the story? Besides, it's like you said, your parents did a lot for me and I wanted to give them a proper goodbye.
Well, I'm not going to go along with this. You won't get me to sign anything.
Why are you being like this, Lawrence? All you ever do is complain that I screw everything up. If you dislike how I do things that much, then go and find someone who makes you even happier, okay? Either that or go and hire a maid, since that's all you seem to think a wife is.
I don't get it. I don't think I've ever met anyone so ungrateful in my entire life. I work so hard to provide for you, and all I ask for is a clean house and 3 meals a day. You have no idea how good you had it.
How good can I have it when you won't even give me the money I need to do any of those things? You keep talking about how much you provide for me while you literally have taken away your end of the bargain.
Okay, fine. I'll give you the usual amount of money if we just set aside all this silly talk of getting divorced, okay?
I have already told you that I've made up my mind and I want the divorce. Nothing is going to change that.
But we've only been married for less than a year. Think of the rumors that are going to spread because of this.
You really do only think of yourself, don't you? You said yourself that the only reason you married me was because you wanted someone to do all the work that you didn't want to do. And that's why you picked me, right? It would be so easy to make a slave out of a girl with no parents, wouldn't it?
I never said anything about making you a slave, Sally. Look, maybe I've been hard on you lately. I understand that, and I'm sorry. So please, let's just make this up.
You really don't get this, do you? This isn't something that we're going to make up. This is the end of our marriage, and that's that. You used to be so kind and sweet, and now I see that that was only an act to make me fall in love with you. I see the truth now, and I'm not going to let myself get fooled again. After that, I did indeed have to hire a lawyer to force Lawrence through the divorce process. He was kicking and screaming the entire way, but in the end, we were finally able to end our marriage. I never once had any second thoughts or doubts about what I was doing. It was clear to me that Lawrence was the kind of guy who only saw a wife as an accessory or an extension of himself. While I wasn't doing it to get back at Lawrence further, there were friends of his who would contact me and ask me what happened to end our marriage. I gave them the truth, and eventually, that led to most of Lawrence's circle of friends learning about what kind of person he really was. He may have appeared to be a good man and husband on the surface, but he was really a manipulative and cruel man. As the rumors about Lawrence began to grow, I reached out to an aunt and asked if I could stay with her for a little bit. From her house, I found a job and was able to move into my own place and began living independently again. I've been enjoying my work and home life with no one there to complain about the way that I was doing things. I thought being married would fix my life and make me feel less lonely, but I realize now that it's not that simple. I'm going to focus on myself for now, but I know that I've learned many important lessons to carry with me into the next relationship, whenever that might be. As for Lawrence, I just hope that no one is ever unlucky enough to end up with him again. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey James, you there? You did send the suit you'll be wearing for your little sister's wedding out for cleaning, didn't you?
Sure I did. It's probably being washed as we speak. I took it to the specialist suit cleaning place 2 blocks away this morning.
Right. I saw it without the cover on before I left this morning, so I thought you might be getting ready to have it done.
Yeah, we're all good on the suit front. How are things shaping up on your end? You get your dress ready yet?
Yep. I'm gonna wear the one I wore to my friend's wedding last year.
You're not gonna buy a new one this time? You usually buy a new dress for every wedding you go to.
Yeah, well, I decided to stop being so wasteful with money. You got mad at me for spending so irresponsibly before, right? Well, I turned over a new leaf.
Actually, now that I mention it, you don't seem to have been spending much lately.
I stopped going out for meals and drinkies with the girls as often, and I stopped buying branded accessories and clothing altogether. Aren't I amazing?
You sure are. Your purse strings were definitely a little on the loose side before.
I realized I was spending hundreds of dollars a month on things I had literally no need for.
Right. I seriously thought we were gonna go bankrupt for a while.
Thinking back on it now, I feel kinda guilty for how silly I was being. I made a resolution, James. I'm going to become a wife you can be proud of from here on out. I promise to never spend so recklessly again.
Wow, I'm really pleased to hear that, babe. You know, it's not easy for people to change at the drop of a hat like that. You must be really serious. What brought this on?
I don't like the thought of cracks forming in our relationship due to my behavior, especially when it's stuff I can so easily stop doing. To be totally honest, we had been fighting more often than usual, right? I realized something had to give, and I wasn't going to allow it to be our marriage.
That's great. It's really big of you to self-reflect and apologize like this, Angelica. If we're gonna do this, I guess I haven't exactly been the model husband either. I know I can be like a dog like a bone when I go into self-righteous critic mode. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, really. This was all me. Let's get along from here on out, right?
Yeah, let's. I guess you don't really get marriages without any arguments, though. You fight, you make up, you fight, you make up. It's the eternal cycle, right?
You're right. My mom and dad sometimes fight too, even now at their ripe old age. But I feel like our bond grows stronger every time we fight.
I get what you mean. There's a certain sense of confidence that comes along with overcoming a problem and moving forward as a team, right?
I don't think we're the kind of couple that would break up over a poxy little argument. I wonder if your little sis knows she has all this exciting stuff waiting in store for her after tying the knot. I'm sure she'll have all kinds of issues with her new husband, but hopefully they can overcome them together like me and you always do.
No kidding. Not to mention that she's pregnant. I bet that comes along with its own unique set of challenges.
Yeah, I almost spat my coffee out when you told me he popped the question after the test came in positive. I think it's what they call a shotgun marriage.
Speaking of pregnancy, that reminds me. What should we do about the wedding gift? I was thinking of going the extra mile and making it a big one to include our congratulations to the pregnancy too.
You took the words right out of my mouth, babe. I definitely think that's for the best. Their outgoings are about to skyrocket, so they need all the support they can get.
But if we do, they might think we're trying to spoil them out of pity due to the impending dip in their finances.
Don't be silly, sweetie. They'll be nothing but grateful. She might be your sister, but she's so much younger than you. She could be your daughter. I think that's just your personal paternal protective instinct speaking.
You might just be right. Normally that'd fall to her actual dad, but What with our pops not being around anymore and all. I'd be lying if I said I didn't sometimes feel like a stepdad to her. I guess there's a part of me that wants to help her out as much as I can.
How much are you thinking of spending?
Somewhere around $7,500?
Whoa, you weren't kidding. That's really a lot.
Don't worry, it'll all be coming out of my savings. I've been saving up slowly but steadily ever since I got my first job back when I was a teenager. I always kind of wanted to splash out on something nice for my mom or sister one day.
That's amazing. Your family really are important to you, huh, babe? I've known family people before, but never met anyone who'd shell out a whooping $7,500 for their little sister's wedding. That's impressive, honey.
I feel like I don't spend enough money on her. I only have one sister, right? I want to put a big smile on her face. This one's going to be more like a farewell gift, but actually, now that I think about it, getting her a $7,500 gift might be risky. What if she doesn't like it? Actually, I think I'm just going to give her it in cash form instead. Can I leave it up to you to find something to put the money in? Maybe a suitcase? God, I know we might look like drug dealers at the wedding, but it can't be helped if I'm going to give her that much.
Sure thing.
You know, it's a funny feeling. I always thought of my little sister as a kid, but she's finally growing up and building a life for herself. Is this how parents feel when their kids fly the nest?
Are you sad, honey?
No way, I ain't sad. I just hope things go well for her and her husband.
He seems like a kind man. I'm sure they'll be fine. Besides, they're so loved up, it's embarrassing to watch them. Something tells me you have nothing to worry about. How about you use this as an opportunity to become a little less attached to your little sister?
That's kind of the plan. But you know what? I think you're right. Those teams seem like they'll be able to overcome anything together. Angelica, you there? Is now a good time? There's a little something I'd like to talk to you about.
Huh? What is it? Did something happen?
What happened to my sister's wedding gift money? My sister said the suitcase for her wedding gift money was empty.
Huh? Really? That's strange.
How could you possibly not have noticed the suitcase you gave her was empty? I did give you the $7,500, didn't I? You better go and give it to her first thing tomorrow. I just withdrew another $7,500 for the time being.
All right, got it.
Are you being serious? You actually don't know where it went.
I swear, baby, I don't know anything.
Based on what my sister tells me, it seems impossible that it could have been stolen. She said the suitcase was locked in a separate room with all of the other gifts that only one member of staff at the wedding hall had the key for.
This is only a guess, but I think maybe I forgot to put the money in the suitcase. Sorry.
Wait, what? You forgot to put it in. How's that even possible? We're not just talking a few dollar bills here, Angelica. That was a lot of money I gave you. Surely you'd know straight away from the weight of the suitcase if there was no money inside.
I guess it was just a careless mistake, but you're right. I should have noticed. I guess I must have been tired.
How about you try telling me the truth?
The truth? What's that supposed to mean?
You know what? I did think you were acting strange before the wedding. Are you hiding something from me?
I wasn't acting strange at all.
Bull. You seemed on edge, like you were paranoid about something. Your face had no color and you seemed anxious. Go on. Out with it. What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do realize that if the money's been stolen, you're the only one who could have done it. This isn't an amount of money you forget to put in a suitcase. Where the hell is my $7,500? You better come clean with me ASAP, Angelica.
It's gone.
Excuse me? It's gone.
The money is gone, but I'll pay you back one day, I swear.
How the hell could it be gone? Explain yourself. Money doesn't suddenly just disappear. Did you spend it?
No way, I didn't spend any of it. That's the last thing I'd do.
Then where the hell did it disappear to? You tried to trick my sister by handing her an empty suitcase, didn't you? Did you seriously think you were going to be able to pull the wool over our eyes? You are a moron if you ever thought you were going to get away with this.
Look, James, to tell you the truth, my financial situation wasn't looking great before the wedding. But at the same time, it's not like not handing your sis the suitcase was an option. I fully intended on giving her the money afterwards, I swear. I didn't know what else to do. So I pretended I forgot to put the money in.
What the hell is this?
I'm begging you, please, give me a little more time to come up with the cash back to pay you.
Are you going to tell me what the hell you did with it or not?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you that.
None of what you're saying makes any goddamn sense.
I'm sorry, I swear I'll pay you back. Please, just give me some time.
I can't believe this is happening. I've had enough of this crap. I'm going to head over to my sister and her husband's place after work to hand over the money I withdrew today myself in person. I can't trust you anymore. I just gave my sister the money.
Thanks.
Turns out she had her suspicions about you too. She thought it was weird that you gave her an empty suitcase, so she put two and two together and figured maybe you stole the contents. Given your complete lack of openness and honesty on the subject, I have no choice but to believe that's what you did too.
I'm sorry, but I swear, James, I didn't spend the money. You have to believe me.
Like I said, I can't trust a word you say anymore. All that crap about you giving up on your wasteful spending habits was a barefaced lie, wasn't it? I bet you couldn't resist putting your hands on the money in the suitcase, could you?
No, like I told you, I turned over a new leaf. I'm a different person now. I haven't wasted any money in ages now. If you don't believe me, how about you check our bank accounts and the accounting book in the study?
Quit being so vague and evasive and tell me the truth now. How do you expect me to believe you when you can't even be honest with me? Get real, goddammit.
Fine, I'll tell you. The truth is, I gave my money to my friend. She was struggling in a bad way financially, and I wanted to help her in any way I could.
Who the heck do you think you are? That wasn't your money to give away. I want to talk to your friend. Give me her number, now.
I can't.
Why not?
Because she thinks it's hers now. I didn't tell her where it came from. It wouldn't be fair on her to have a deal with all this.
You're lying.
What?
If that was really the reason, you wouldn't have tried so desperately to hide it from me. Don't try and deceive me with your pathetic lies. You should know that if you carry on refusing to be honest with me, divorce is on the table. I mean it, Angelica. I'll do it.
Divorce? You can't be serious.
Of course I'm serious. You're delusional if you think I'm about to spend the rest of my life with a woman who steals my money and won't even come clean about what she did with it. I'd never have peace of mind again if I stayed married to you.
Fine, I'll get it. I'll tell you, just don't divorce me.
I'll make that decision once I know what you did with the money.
I'm telling the truth, James. I didn't spend the money. The money got stolen.
Stolen? When?
Right before the wedding, the day you stayed late at the office.
If it got stolen, why wouldn't you tell me as soon as it happened? Did you have a reason not to tell me?
There was no way I could tell you, because the place it got stolen was... Well, the place it got stolen...
Where the hell did it get stolen? You mean you were somewhere other than the house?
At a hotel.
A hotel? What would you be doing at a hotel? You were home when I got back from work.
I was there on a day trip. I didn't stay the night.
On your own?
I was with an acquaintance. That acquaintance is the one who stole your money.
Wait a sec. Why would you be at a hotel with an acquaintance?
To tell you the truth, they weren't just an acquaintance.
Was it a dude?
Yes.
Ah, now I get it. Everything finally clicks into place. So that's why you've been tiptoeing around the truth this whole time.
The suitcase with the money was still in my car when I drove to the hotel. I had no idea he'd steal it. I completely let my guard down.
So let me get this straight. Basically, you're cheating on me, and your lover just stole $7,500 of my money.
Yes, that's right.
Some people are irredeemable wastes of space.
Right? I didn't think he was like that at all.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, you meant me?
You know what? I think this is even worse than if you had just have spent the money yourself. I'd be pissed off, but I wouldn't feel so damn betrayed. I can't believe you're cheating on me. You're a disgrace.
I tried to get him to give me back the money, but he refused. But I promise you, baby, I'll come up with it somehow, some way.
Don't baby me, you vile traitor. It sounds like you and this thieving scumbag lover of yours are just perfect for each other. This is theft. Plain and simple. Why didn't you threaten to report him to the cops?
I didn't tell him to give it back, but when I did, he threatened to tell you about the affair. I got scared, so I backed down. But none of that matters now, because you know everything. Don't worry, I'll do whatever I have to get that money back. I'll prove how sorry I am.
Forget it, I'll speak to him myself. Better send me his number real soon.
Thank you. I'm so sorry for causing you all this trouble.
You're unbelievable. I'll never be able to trust you with anything again for as long as I live. I'll settle this myself.
I know nothing I say will change the fact that I cheated, but will you at least let me explain?
Explain? What is there to explain?
I want you to know that I didn't cheat because I don't love you or because I wasn't happy with our marriage.
So why did you?
Well, you know how I stopped spending money recently. I was so stressed by not being able to go out on shopping trips, and I guess the build-up just became too much to handle, and my anxiety got really bad. I needed a way to vent my frustrations.
That's it? Did it work? Did cheating on me reduce your stress levels?
This is gonna sound bad, but yes.
At last, finally some honesty. The fact you seem to think this somehow clears you of responsibility for the affair makes me feel even more disgusted with you than I thought was possible. Cheating on me is 1,000,000 times worse than being irresponsible with money.
Really? Don't you think wasting money is worse?
You might think so, but I sure as heck don't. To me, only one of the two is completely unforgivable, and it's not the spending.
James, why won't you come home? Where are you right now?
Because I don't want to see your face.
We need to talk.
I have nothing to say to you.
Why not?
I spoke to a lawyer about the money that got stolen. To be more specific, I spoke to an old buddy from school who runs his own law firm now.
Did you manage to get in touch with my acquaintance?
Yeah. He started crapping his pants the moment I mentioned the word lawyer and paid me back every last cent.
Wait, you met him?
Yep, I told him to come meet me. Oh, and by the way, he said he never wants to see you again. He was a pathetic, sniveling coward.
I see.
You upset that you'll never see him again?
No way! He was nothing but a cheap fling to me. I was disgusted enough with him for stealing the money, so I was done with him anyway.
Really? You see, I wouldn't particularly care if you and him carried on with your sordid little affair. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be an affair anymore. You could finally come out and show the world what a pair of vile lowlives you are, right? Actually, I've got a great idea. How about you guys get married after me and you are divorced?
What are you talking about, James? I'm your wife. Why would I leave you and marry a loser like him?
To be totally honest with you, I feel absolutely nothing for you anymore. There is no way we can go back to how things were after what you did.
You're upset about the affair, aren't you? I guess it's only natural you would be. I'm being serious when I say he was nothing but a cheap fling, you know. There were no feelings involved. I loved you more than anyone or anything. In that sense, nothing had changed, because that's how I've always felt about you.
Whether he was a cheap fling or not, or whether you had feelings for him or not, is totally irrelevant. I'm done with you for the fact that you cheated on me alone. But the way you lied to try and trick me over the money to prevent me finding out makes me even more disgusted with you. You're not just a disgrace as a wife. You're a disgrace as a human being.
I might not have a job right now, but I swear I'll do whatever it takes to get you that $7,500 back. If it's the last thing I do, I'll find a job and work as hard as I can. I'll apologize to your sis too.
Forget the money. I don't care anymore. Don't go bugging my sister with your crap either.
You don't care?
I won't ask for compensation either. All I want is a divorce and to never see you again.
Don't say that.
Get out of that house. I won't be coming home until you're gone.
We don't even have kids yet. How can we get a divorce? Don't you want to give your mom grandkids?
Sure I do, but not with you. Besides, my little sis will probably have kids soon enough. There's no reason I should tolerate being married to a low-life piece of crap like you for a second longer. What makes you think I'd want kids with a waste of space like you anyway? I'd feel bad for them for being born into a loveless marriage.
I'll never cheat on you again, I promise. I turned over a new leaf once before, right? You know I can do this. I'll change again, I promise.
You haven't changed one bit. No, that's not true. You have changed. You actually got worse. The only thing I know I can expect from you now is lies and misery.
I thought you said being married was about overcoming problems together as a team. You can't give up on us like this, James. Please. Is this all we're worth to you? Isn't what we've got worth fighting for?
Anything we had before is gone now, because you destroyed it. There are some things that can't be overcome, Angelica. Our marriage is over. After that, apparently my little sister told our mom about how Angelica stole her $7,500. I wasn't going to bother her about it, but I guess it's only natural my sister wanted to vent to her. I got a message from my mom a few days later. I had no choice but to tell her what happened, so I explained the whole thing from start to finish. When I did, she said she thought I should tell Angelica's mom and dad about what she did. After thinking about it for a while, I asked myself, why should she get off lightly? And with that, I took my mom's advice and gave her mom and dad a call. They were dismayed when they found out about their daughter's behavior and apologized to me profusely. I told them we were getting a divorce. And surprisingly, they didn't try to oppose my decision, not even for a second. I guess they knew I had no choice. After that, the divorce went through without a hitch, and I found myself an eligible bachelor once more after years of married life. I'm officially single and ready to mingle again. Ladies, don't all throw yourselves to me at once. Anyway, my little sis blessed me with the cutest niece in the world, and now I spend my Sundays over at their place fawning over her and showering her with gifts. As for my ex-wife, apparently she moved back in with her parents. However, unfortunately for Angelica, her big brother and his wife were already living there when she showed up, unannounced. He flipped out at her for her despicable behavior, disowned her, and demanded she leave immediately. I guess she must have lost the will to fight, because she didn't even try and resist him, walking away from the house a defeated, broken mess. I have no idea what became of her after that, and to tell you the truth, I don't give a single solitary heck.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.